What is up, everybody? We're here today with another video on Tarkov, and in this particular one we're going to be exploring one of the many kicking methods Tarkov utilizes to ensure that you have a phenomenal gaming experience. It's happened to all of us. You've got your enemy in your sights and you can't possibly miss. But then he hits you with a few rounds and your reticle jumps sky high, your screen becomes more blurry than your 20s, and you hear a loud groan. Suddenly, you've got a lovely view of the clouds above you, and your pixelated consciousness slips away and your screen fades to black. As you hear the clinical depression-inducing Tarkov death sequence music, you wonder to yourself, how could this have happened? Surely you almost killed him, you think to yourself as you angrily mash the next button in hopes of seeing several rounds hit, only to find that you've missed 90% of the mag you dumped. You've just experienced something called aim punch or flinch. This is a mechanic that interferes with your bullet trajectory after taking fire in one way or another, and whether you agree with it or not, it plays a surprisingly large role during firefights in Tarkov. Just how much of an impact does this make in an actual firefight? Well, have a look for yourself.
Super slow.
Generally speaking, when entering firefights, I prefer not to have my sight bouncing around like Michael Jordan on methamphetamines, but Tarkov clearly doesn't give a shit about me not wanting to die. So, that being said, let's take a look at the boring test stuff now. I started this video out of curiosity, and honestly I was expecting to find that getting shot in areas with armor coverage lessened the aim punch taken, or maybe even the visual distortion from shots that hit the armored areas would be lessened. I was wrong. I did learn some interesting things in the process though. It turns out aim punch is a lot more simple in Tarkov than I thought it would be. In short, if you get shot, you get aim punched, period. Surprisingly, there is minimal difference in the effect when comparing getting shot in the arm while wearing armor that covers that arm and getting the arm completely blown off or black. Both create similar visual distortion and a right to left or left to right pull of the sight reticle and some gun movement. The same can be said for getting shot in the stomach, as well as the chest with and without armor. Furthermore, there might not even be a difference when getting hit by different types of ammo or wearing different types of armor. Let's take a look at the 5.7mm flesh damage round hitting a reed at T5, which does next to no damage to our player, but it creates a similar reticle deviation as getting shot in the chest with M61 while naked. And here we are again with that same arm having been blown completely off by the same flesh damage round, showing the same movement. In fact, the only difference between the severity of effects appears to occur when being shot in the legs or the head. When you're shot in the leg, there appears to be less reticle deviation and less visual distortion in general. Even if that leg is blacked, it has the same pull and same visual effect. Conversely, when you're shot in the head, you have so much visual distortion, it's almost impossible to measure the reticle deviation accurately. Here you can see what happens when you're shot in the arm and how it affects your spray pattern on a very close range shot. These results would be magnified over range, as the angle would cause the bullets to go potentially dozens of meters to the side of their intended targets when being aim punched like this. Well, there you have it. If you spent any amount of time in Tarkov at all, you've probably died to this mechanic. I have to admit, going in, I was expecting this to be not as big of a deal as it really is. I was definitely expecting mitigation from armor and a change based on bullet type, but it seems in Tarkov that just is not the case, and if it is, it's too small to notice. What do you guys think? Is this a good enough reason to employ higher fire rate guns, or are you sticking with your AKs and FALs? Do you think there should be a part 2 and test at a greater range to see if it makes an impact on the reticle deviation? Or maybe we should throw painkillers in the mix? Let me know in the comments below. I hope everyone has a good Christmas and good luck in all your future dick-kicking sessions.